now that I'm reading the Bible, but the way it is written, you know that these are human narrations. When I read the Quran, I knew it is from God by the way that it is written. Even though I'm reading a translation of the Arabic, I still know it is from God.
Wanita ini membagikan pengalamannya saat membaca Al-Qur'an dan Bible. Ia membaca Al-Qur'an dengan bahasa Arab. Ia merasa bahwa membaca Al-Qur'an seperti menenangkan hati. Namun berbeda saat membaca Bible, dia tidak merasakan apa-apa saat membacanya. Tapi ada hal lain yang menarik perhatiannya. Dia menemukan bahwa ada banyak kontradiksi dalam Bible yang selama ini tidak ia ketahui.
But right now I'm reading the Bible for educational purposes, but the difference between the Quran and the Bible is just amazing. Like, when I read the Quran, I knew it is from God by the way that it is written. Even though I'm reading a translation of the Arabic, I still know it is from God. But now that I'm reading the Bible, like, I know that some things are inspired and that these are stories about the prophets. But the way it is written, you know that these are human narrations. Let me give an example. That is the 4th book, Numbers, 14, verse 11. The Lord said to Moses, "How long will these people reject me? How long will they not believe me? With all the signs which I have performed among them, I will strike them with the pestilence and disinherit them, and I will make of you a nation greater and mightier than they." And Moses said to the Lord, "Don't do that, because then the Egyptian will hear it, and they will say like, oh, that's their God who led them out of the land of Egypt, and now he killed them in the wilderness." And then God says, "Okay, I have pardoned according to your word, Moses." Like, when you read this, you just know that that is not from God. But when you read the Quran, you know the truth when it says, whether you believe or not, God is in no need. Everything in existence is dependent on Him, but He is self-sufficient, not depending on anyone or anything. Like, the contrast is so big. And I'm not saying that there's nothing in the Bible that is inspired by God or coming from God, but you just know that the Bible is written by human hands and that it is not like dictated by like the dictated word of God. When they say the Bible, the word of God, you just know it's not, because of the contradictions, because of, like, even the bloodline of Jesus, like, there are contradictions all over. So it's just, I'm doing this for educational purposes, but it's even like hard to digest. We're still going through to reach the end of the book, of the Bible, I mean. But every night when I have a chance to read the Quran, and I just open it I already finished reading the Quran multiple times, thank God. But I just open it at a random page and then read a chapter. And it's just light upon light. It's a healing of the soul. Like, I don't feel that at all when I read the Bible. But one thing that really caught my eye. Listen. Genesis 6, verse 5. Okay. Then the Lord saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every intent of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. And the Lord was sorry that he made man on the earth, and he was grieved in his heart. The all-knowing God was sorry, like regretting, grieving in his heart.
Wanita ini juga mempertanyakan konsep Trinitas. Masuknya konsep Trinitas ke dalam agama Nasrani berasal dari ajaran paganisme yang telah ada pada saat itu baik di barat maupun di timur, dan tidak bisa dipungkiri pula bahwa ajaran filsafat Yunani pagan juga memiliki andil dalam merusak kemurnian agama Nasrani. Adapun secara resmi Trinitas menjadi doktrin Nasrani secara bertahap jauh setelah masa Isa alaihi salam, dimulai dari konsili Nicea pertama pada tahun 325 Masehi, yang diadakan untuk menyelesaikan perpecahan di antara kaum Nasrani sendiri tentang hakikat Yesus Kristus, apakah ia hanya seorang rasul, utusan Allah, ataukah memiliki sifat ketuhanan. Dan akhirnya konsili ini memutuskan bahwa Yesus bukanlah ciptaan melainkan memiliki substansi yang sama dengan Tuhan Bapa. Kemudian beberapa tahun setelahnya, tepatnya tahun 381 Masehi, diadakan konsili Konstantinopel pertama. Di sana salah satu keputusannya adalah Roh Kudus juga memiliki substansi ketuhanan. Nah, dengan ini maka lengkaplah ajaran Trinitas Kristiani, Tuhan Bapa, Anak dan Roh Kudus. Sehingga kesimpulannya adalah Yesus Kristus dan Roh Kudus diangkat menjadi Tuhan berdasarkan hasil musyawarah di antara para pembesar agama Nasrani. Di sini timbullah pertanyaan besar di benak kita, bagaimana mungkin dasar utama akidah keimanan yang seharusnya menjadi wewenang Allah untuk menjelaskannya ditetapkan berdasarkan hasil musyawarah manusia.
Continue reading the Bible, Genesis. I just found something else that caught my eye because Christians use this verse to prove that the Trinity also exists in the Old Testament from before Jesus, even though the entire concept falls apart when you read a bit further. That is Genesis 18 that says, listen carefully, "The Lord appeared to Abraham, and when he lifted his eyes, 3 men were standing before him." So that is the proof of God being 3. Now, let's continue reading, okay? Verse 20, "The Lord said, because the outcry against Sodom and Gomorrah is great, and because their sin is very grave, I will go down there." The Lord saying, I will go down there to Sodom and Gomorrah. Then the men turned away from there and went towards Sodom, but Abraham still stood before the Lord. Okay, Genesis 19. "Now the 2 angels came to Sodom in the evening, and Lot was sitting in the gate of Sodom. When Lot saw them, he rose to meet them. He bowed himself with his face towards the ground, and he said, 'Hear now, my lords, please turn into your servant's house and spend the night.'" Are you paying attention? Are they God or are they angels? And if they are angels, why does Lot call them Lord? If Lot calls them Lord, then are all 3 angels? Pay attention, guys. It's important to read. Your ignorance can cost you greatly.